Hello, everybody. Welcome to Feel Good Friday. How is everybody doing today? Let me see who I have in the chat so far. Can you guys hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I have Betty J. Hey, big sis. How you doing? I have Jaden in the house. Hello, Jaden. It's a new name here. Welcome to Feel Good Friday. Thank you all for joining me tonight. It is a hot day. Very hot day. So what are you guys drinking tonight? Did you bring a beverage? Did you bring a snack? Your girl is drinking some sparkling water with mango flavor. It's too hot for anything else. How you guys doing today? You got two in the bushes. Hello. Welcome. If you're coming in for the first time, don't be afraid to say hello. Drop a comment. Say hi. We're all, family here. We get together and we have a great time. So tonight, y'all look at the ticker running at the bottom. We have a topic, and Betty J says she is drinking kombucha. That's one of my favorites. Let me go ahead and put these people up here on the screen. Thank you, Jaden, for being here. That's a new name. I see, call me Tasha. Hi, Tasha. Hello, welcome to Feel Good Friday. Let's see if there's anybody else in here. All right. Thank you guys for joining tonight. So you guys know that I run for about an hour. That's just what we do over here. So we want everybody to be interactive. We have a good conversation. And tonight we're going to be talking about the things I would tell my younger self now that I've grown older. Things I would tell my younger self. Now I know a lot of us have some things that we would tell our younger self. So I want you guys to share with me and with everyone what you have. Now, y'all know I'm a note taker, right? Look at my list. Now, that ain't all of them either. That's not all of them, but those are some very important things that I have that I would tell my younger self. All right. So hopefully we'll get some more coming in soon. We got 3 in the house. I know it's Friday night. It's hot outside. People maybe want to go out, hang out and have some fun. It's too hot for me. It is too hot. I left my AC off this morning when I went to work, guys, and I got in here. And I'm going to tell y'all, it was hot. it was roasting. And when I got in here, my thermostat said it was 86. So my house is still trying to cool down from being off all day long. And Betty said, baby girl, you did not need to worry about anything. That's all right. All right. So we're going to jump into it. We're going to jump into it because I want to make sure that I cover everything that I have. And you guys feel free to drop a comment. I want you all to share. If it's not anything that's too personal that you don't feel like it's too personal to share, but y'all know I don't mind sharing. I feel like it's an opportunity to learn from each other, to help each other out. So yeah, I'm going to jump into it. I think I have about 20 things on my list of things that I would tell my younger self now that I'm older. 4 in the house. Hello, everybody. All right. So the number one thing I had, well, it's not in any order, but this is the first thing on my list. Always be yourself and show up authentic. No matter how eccentric you think you are, how different you think you are, if you think you are a nerd, whatever, just always be yourself. That is going to pay off in the long run. When you try to be something that you're not, when you try to be someone that you're not, oftentimes at some point, the real person is going to come out because it's a lot of work to keep up that facade of to be something that you're not. So it's always important for you to just show up authentically, whether people like it or not, whether or not you vibe with people, just be yourself. Your tribe going to find you. And I'm a big believer in that. When I was growing up, my mother used to always tell me that I was her different child. Whatever she meant by that, I don't know. But she always said that. And you know what? When I was young, I used to take it like, maybe that's not a good thing. But as I gotten older, I really embrace it, and that's what it's all about. Embracing who you are, being yourself 100% of the time. Y'all don't be shy to jump in and share some things with me, okay? We got 3 in the house right now. All right. So number 2 thing I have is everyone has moments of self-doubt, and it's normal. You're going to doubt yourself. You're going to do some things in your life and you're not going to be sure if it's the right thing. And you're going to doubt it. No one is 100%, feeling like everything that they decide to do with their life is the correct thing to do, right? And when you do that, you're going to make some mistakes. You're going to make some mistakes. So everyone have self-doubt. It is normal. You're not weird. Everyone has doubts. When you're pursuing a job, or when you are about to go into a relationship or make a decision, a major decision, like maybe purchasing a home or whatever, moving abroad, moving away, moving out from your parents, you're going to have some doubts. Doubt is a part of life, and it is perfectly normal. Perfectly normal. I have also worry less about the future and live today. Now, this is something that I have learned later in life, guys, because I'm a worry wart. I'm going to be honest with you guys. When I was growing up, I worried so much worry that I have made myself ill worrying. I've had times when I would battle with anxiety. I had panic attacks, just stressing and worry about every little thing, just worried about making sure everything was fitting together and, working out the way that it should. But worry less and live for today. So now I embrace the here and the now, because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And when the day passed, that day is gone. I try not to carry yesterday into today. Now, I know sometimes the problems of yesterday do follow you, because if it's something current going on in your life, it's going to follow you. But I try not to carry my problems into the next day. And I try to make sure that I'm living in the present and embracing every moment, because y'all see what's happening around us outside. Y'all know it's a lot going on in the world, and people are leaving here. Let's see. Tasha says, hold on a second. I think I had it up there. I struggle with self-doubt. Yes. And that is perfectly normal. Betty said, yes, only the present exists in the moment and now. And these are like cliches. I know a lot of people might say, oh, we hear this all the time. But I tell you, if you just take a moment and try to practice just saying, look, I'm just going to live for today. I'm going to take care of the things that are happening right now. And that's all. That's all I'm going to think about. All right. Number 4, I have, your heart will be broken, but you will heal. How many people believe that? Your heart is going to be broken, but you'll heal. I mean, can you remember that first love you had? That first crush. I don't even call it love. That first crush that you had. Oh my gosh, you probably thought you was never gonna get over that, right? I think I was 17 years old, and the guy that I had a crush on, he was 24. He was 24. That man was not paying me no attention, okay? But he would he would play with me because we went to church together. And I was so crazy about him. And the Sunday that he brought a woman with him to church, I about lost it. I had a whole breakdown, okay? So, I thought I would never get over that. But trust me, you will heal. So you can even apply that to your life now. You're going to go through things in life and it's going to feel like the world is coming to the end. But you know what? You'll heal. You will heal. Sometimes it takes a long time. We all have, healed differently, and it may take you longer, but you definitely will. Glad that he got away. And Betty said, yes, only the present exists in the moment and now. All right, number 5. I guess I'm going to be the only one talking about things I've learned. Betty, you don't want to share anything tonight, or Tasha? All right. Don't rush to grow up. Take your time and learn. Man. I hear my children sometimes, my daughters especially, they'll tell me, they'll say, I'm tired of adulting. Can I come back home? But you remember when they were younger, when they were like 16, 17 years old, all they used to say was, I can't wait till I'm 18 so I can leave. They were ready to get out in these streets. But I'm going to tell you something. Don't rush. Take your time. Soak up as much as you can with knowledge. And so that when you get out there in that world, you be prepared. And so that's something I would tell my younger self now. Man, I was in a hurry, but sometimes we didn't have a choice, because I did leave home early as well. I left home at 18, but I really didn't have a choice. But that's one of the things I would say. Just embrace your youth and soak up as much knowledge. Don't be in a hurry to even like to run and get married. Take your time, get to know yourself. Those are some things that I definitely would be telling myself. And Betty said, never wanted to go home no matter what. I never wanted to go home either, but I know my kids tell me that all the time. I guess it's because now they're adulting and they have those adult bills. So that's why they feel that way. Betty said, I was so busy surviving with the kids, I did not take time to smell the roses. Absolutely. We are so in a hurry to get out here in this world. And, we think that it's very exciting to know that you are, a certain age and you get out, you can do things without asking for permission. But looking back now, I wish I could have taken a little bit more time to even start having children, just to get to know me and to experience more of life. Welcome in, Trish. How you doing, girl? It's got High Living Life by Design and Chad. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. I have 4 in the house tonight. And Tasha said, trust your instincts. Absolutely. And Tasha also said, same here, Betty. I was in survival mode. And I think that's a lot of us when we're younger. When we leave home, we are in a survival mode, and women especially. And I know that I think I had a man in the house, but yeah, a lot of us as women, when we just hit the ground running. When we leave home, we hit the ground running and we get out there and we just start making things happen. And, oftentimes we miss out on a lot of opportunities. So I told my girls to take their time. Just take your time and embrace life. Experience as much as you can. Travel if you have the opportunity. Date. Don't be so in a hurry to get tied down to a person. I was married young. I was married at 22 years old. And a lot of people might say that's not real young, but that's young. That's young to me. I know my mother was married when she was 17. That's super young. And she was barely, an adult herself. So yeah, take your time. Betty said, when I was younger, I wish I would have told myself, girl, you are worried about nothing. And it was nothing. You know what? That is absolutely right. Some of the things that we made mountains, we made big mountains. And guess what? It worked out. But at that time, we thought it was the end of the world. We thought that we would never get past what was going on or either work it out. And Trish said, yes, I wish I had gained more life experience. And I think that is probably something all of us probably think about, And I mean, it's not that we're going back and saying, I regret this or regret that. But these are just things that I probably could have told myself so that my life wouldn't have been as tough, or I wouldn't have been, so stressed out. And Betty said, I was a single parent. I was too with my son. Yes, my first child, I was a single parent. And she also said, I was too young when I got married. I was 21 and baby at 22. And that's a lot of us, especially in African American community. I think a lot of us, we struggle. We had a lot of, we had some things that we dealt with that sometimes I think can be a little bit different. And I made a conscious effort to try to teach my girls that, hey, take your time, protect yourself. And when you become a parent, be ready. And I have to say, both of my girls were ready. My youngest daughter was married before she had children. And yeah, I was very happy that they took time to live a little bit, go to college, and experience a little bit of life. All right. So number 6, don't be afraid to try new things. And now me, I was I won't say I was shy. I was just quiet. And I was fearful of a lot of things because, when you're young and you're getting out there in the world, and I wasn't that person that I am now. I like to explore now. I'm very adventurous, and I'll take off and go somewhere by myself. But 18, 19, 20, I would have never thought of that. But I was even actually going to go in the military, guys. I don't know if y'all believe this or not, but I was going to go into the Air Force and took the test, passed the test, and was on my way to the basic training that they have. I was scared to death. And back then in the Air Force, back in the 80s, they had this thing called the buddy system. You could, go in with a friend. And I think they did that because a lot of people that were young were afraid to come off and go somewhere by themselves. And my girlfriend did not pass the test. And because she did not pass the test, I decided not to go. I often think back and say, well, where would I be now if I had not been afraid to just say, I'm going to go ahead and go anyway. And Betty said, my ex and I came from religious homes, and marriage was the next step, and we were just kids. And that's what we were taught also. If you had a baby, especially if you had one out of wedlock, you need to go ahead and get married. And that was just what we were taught, because the things that happen now, women are choosing to be parents, single parent, and they don't care. But back then, that was kind of shameful. That was something to be your family, brought shame upon your family. So you jumped up and you went ahead and got married. Betty said, I never was afraid to try new things. I embrace a change even now. That's awesome. Hey, Beverly, welcome in. Welcome to Feel Good Friday. And Betty also said, even young, I knew once I left something to never go back. Best part of my personality. That's awesome. That is very awesome. And Beverly said, happy Friday. I was in the Air Force for 20 years. Really? That's awesome. That was what I was going to do. But I said, I guess that wasn't my journey. So I don't look back now and have any regret, but I was actually afraid to go without my girlfriend. Hello, Keisha. Welcome to Feel Good Friday. Thank you all for joining tonight. Please make sure you come through. When you come in, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Even if you don't know yet if this is something you enjoy, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I'm trying to see something here. Help me, guys, to trend. I appreciate you all for being here. I see we got BJ fam in the house. I appreciate you ladies for being here tonight. All right. And everyone is speaking to each other. All right, and get on down this chat here. All right, so where were we? So I said, don't be afraid to try new things. Absolutely. I would definitely tell myself that. And number 7, I have rejection can be protection. Woo! I'm going to tell you something. I used to have a fit whenever I was rejected for something. If I tried out, so maybe it was a job I applied for or something I wanted to do and got rejected, or even in a relationship. I remember when I dated this guy. I'm going to share some stuff with y'all right now. I dated this guy. He was a senior and I was a sophomore in high school, and he was very, very popular. And so he asked me out, guys, right? So, so we went on this double date with this other couple, and we ended up at these people's house, right? And I was just like, I thought we were going out to dinner, but I was so crazy about this guy, right? Because, everybody liked him. His name was Michael. I don't know where Michael at today, but I'm going to say his name. But we got to the house and the other couple went to a bedroom, right? And I was just like, okay, what we doing? And so he was wanting me to go into the other bedroom. And I was like, I don't do that. At that time of my life, honey, your girl was a virgin. I wasn't thinking about being with nobody. Plus, I knew Virginia, that's my mother's name, would have my butt, okay? My mother, she had radar. She could tell when you done something. And I was just like, no, I'm not doing it. And so he was real quiet that night, didn't say anything. So the next day we got to school, right? We was walking down the hall and he came up to me. He said, well, I guess you know what that means. And I said, what does it mean? He said, we're through. And I was like, wow, and I couldn't believe it. I was just like, you're going to not, you're just going to drop me like that. So it went around school. Everybody was like, yeah, Michael dropped Lydia, whatever. But you know what? When I look back on that now, I'm like, I'm glad he rejected me. That man wasn't interested in me at all. He was just doing what young boys do. And so apply that even now to your adult life. Sometimes, no matter what it is, if you're trying to pursue something, you're involved in something, or you're trying to get a job, or you're trying to go out for whatever it is, something that you want, and you're rejected for that, sometimes that is protection. It wasn't meant for you. And that's where I look at life now. Whenever something don't happen for me, I'm like, you know what? That's not what God wanted for me right now. And I believe that with all my heart. So you guys are speaking with each other and call me, Tasha said, rejection is protection. I love it. Absolutely. That is something I really did learn, and I appreciate it now. And to flip that around, number 8, I got rejection can also be redirection. Sometimes when you are rejected for something, that's because it's something else. It's another path you're supposed to take, another direction you're supposed to go in. So not only can it be protection, but it's redirection, because you might not have been, you've been distracted, and you wouldn't have been able to, you would have followed that path and found out when you got down there that it was something that was not good for you. But because it blocked you, you were able to be directed down the right road that you needed to go. So rejection can also be redirection. Number 9, I have choose your words wisely. You can't take them back. You cannot take them back. Sometimes when we out of anger and, we say some stuff in our relationships with our friends, intimate partners, you can say some stuff sometimes. And even though that person may say, I forgive you. Yeah, it's okay. They may even start talking back to you. But I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes, I'll say most of the time, people don't forget. People don't forget. So my thing is, if you can take a moment if you're angry, take a moment to think about what you say, because sometimes you can't take it back. And that can hinder you in things you're trying to pursue because you run your mouth at the wrong time. So be very careful with that. And Trish said, that rejection protection happened to me with jobs. I would be upset. Then months later, the department that rejected me got laid off. That happened a few times. I'm telling you, girl, you just never know. And I'm going to tell you, and when I'm talking about this, I'm just thinking about my life. And I'm thinking about some of the situations I've been in my life before, and how I just feel like, man, nothing ever goes right for me. It seems like no matter what I try to do, it don't turn out right. And then later on, you see something and you be like, wow, I'm glad that didn't happen, because if I had gone down that road, this is where I would be now. Hello, official Jamie. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. BJ fam is up in here. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I appreciate you. I have 7 in the house. Please make sure you thumbs up coming in. Help your girl to trend with this live Feel Good Friday. We're going to do this through the summer, probably through the fall, and we're going to see how this goes. So I appreciate everybody being here tonight. So everybody's speaking. And Jamie, if you look at the tick area down there, we're talking about things I would tell my younger self now that I am old. I'm a grown person, older or whatever. If you want to share some things that you would tell yourself, if you could go back and tell your younger self something, we appreciate that. And Betty said, we are one large family. Yes, you are. Y'all are tight. I appreciate you guys for coming through tonight. And everybody is speaking. She said, I'm in the bushes listening and cooking. Well, thank you so much. All right. So number 10, we done made it to number 10. I only have 20 on my list, so I'm hoping that some of you guys will share some of yours. All right. You will fail sometimes. It's okay. Just remember to get back up. I fail a lot. I have failed a lot. Ain't no shame in my game, honey. I'm going to tell you. And continually, I continue to do that. Everything that you try in life is not going to be for you. And sometimes it's a good thing that it wasn't for you, you know? So you're going to fail in life, but don't stop trying. Just get back up. Sometimes it's hard, but just get back up. All right, you guys are speaking to each other. All right, number 11. And this is one that I speak of often in all of my videos, is to trust your intuition. I'm going to tell you something. It will not fail you. A lot of times when you get that feeling in your gut, when your hair is standing up on your neck, you in a situation that is very, very uneasy. I'm going to tell y'all, that's your intuition telling you to take a moment, step back for just a second and look at what's going on. And I'm telling you, once you learn to tune into your intuition like that, it will not fail you. That has gotten me out of so many situations. So many situations. And Jamie said, I would tell my younger self that I am enough. Absolutely. That's beautiful. You are. Everybody is enough. We're all different. I'm not supposed to be the same as Betty or the things that I'm aspiring to do or be in life. And Betty is not supposed to be the same as me. You are enough just the way you are. And you know what? But that's something that, I think growing, you learn as you get older. It's not something that's just going to immediately come to you. But if I could tell my younger self, I would tell them that now. And Betty said, yes, I trust my gut for sure. All right. Number 12, I have your job, career does not define your worth. Now, I'm going to tell you, it's a lot of people out here feel like they bigger than life because of the jobs that they have or the career path that they have. They think they're better than other people. And I'm going to tell you, that has nothing to do with your value, your worth. It doesn't. It does not. It does not. Kudos to those people that are successful. If you have a career that you've been wanting, a job that you've been wanting, and you were able to accomplish that, kudos to you, but that does not define your worth. It does not. And let's see what we got here. And Betty said, Jamie, baby girl, you are enough to share with your daughter, please. And jobs just tie in with stuff, which means nothing. That's a good way of looking at it. It actually do. I mean, now don't get me wrong. I'm not going to put down anybody who has the career path that they wanted in life. That's awesome. But I'm saying it has nothing to do with you as a person as far as your worth. It does not. And Trish said, I would tell my younger and older self, it's okay to say no sometimes. Say it a lot. Say it a lot. Now, that's one that it took me a long time in life to learn, because I think for me, it was not that I couldn't do it. I didn't like people being upset with me. Especially when I say people, these are people that are close to me. Not so much people in the street, but my family, my immediate family, my children, my close friends. And sometimes I absolutely didn't want to do things, and I just would do it anyway because I just didn't want, to get that backwash. And I had to learn that if these people cared about me, they could be okay with me saying no if I didn't want to do something. Beverly said, I would tell my younger self to trust my intuition. Absolutely. And hope we all doing that now. If your intuition is screaming at you to tell you, even when it comes to relationships, sometimes we have that person in our life that we like. And I mean, everything feels right. Got 9 in the house. Thank you for dropping in. And everything feels good, but something telling you is off. You better listen to it. I done walked away from that quite a bit. I've dated in my life and I'm like, something ain't right here. And later on, I find out guy was living with a female, or they were married, or something down. It was always something. So I trust my gut. I trust it 100%. All right. And Tasha said, yes, Trish, I'm learning this. Trish said, I always saw myself as a free spirit, but had to pay bills and got stuck in corporate America. You know what? And you know what's funny that you said that, Trish? Because for me, I think because we're taught that. We're taught that we're supposed to strive for this greatness. And we also were taught that college was the only way to go and that you had to get that corporate America job because that made you somebody, right? We were taught that. But it's so many people that thriving and happy that with less. People are finding their own path. We got people that are entrepreneurs and people who travel for a living and just do other things. And I said, man, why did it take me to get this old to be able to say, I want to do what I want to do, and it doesn't have to be what my mama want me to do or my daddy want me to do or anybody else or what they tell us we had to do in college and in school, that you had to get up, get out, get a 4-year degree, get a master's degree. Now, kudos to anybody. I'm not putting down anybody that does that, but I'm saying you have to follow your path. For my children, I have 3 children. 2 of my children, my daughters, both of them went to college. My son chose a different path, but my son does very well for himself. And I was just like, but we feel like we have to do what society says is the thing to do to be successful in life. Betty said, I have always been the person to say no, except in the name of love. The problem I had for 30 years, but now it's time for detachment. Let it go and let it be. Absolutely. I like that. And Betty said, Beverly, yes, look at those red flags. Hello, lovely Samira. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you for dropping in to Feel Good Friday. I have 10 in the house. Please make sure you thumbs up when you come in and join the conversation. We're talking about things we would tell our younger self now that we're grown and older. What are some of the things that you would tell your younger self that would possibly help them? Now, I know we can't go back. We're not regretting, but we're just saying the things that we have learned in our lives since we've been living that we would tell our younger selves. All right. So Betty said, it's so amazing that I had the entrepreneur spirit. And then I gained that later in life. But it was something that I always wanted to do, but I was afraid. I was afraid of failing. There we go with that again. Don't be afraid of failing. And Tasha said, I like that too. And you guys are speaking. Yes, everyone, thumbs up coming in. I appreciate that. So that was number 10. No, that was, I know we were on number 11. Trust your intuitions. All right, number 12. No, we've done number 12. I'm almost done, guys. Number 13. Don't allow fear of what people think keep you from doing what you love. That kind of ties in with number 12. I don't care what people think. People talk about us as content creators, YouTubers. Have you ever felt funny when you've been out recording and people talking about it? But it took me years now. Mind you guys, I've been now on YouTube for over 10 years. It's about 11 years now. Actually, content creation, doing that. But I was ashamed. I ain't gonna lie. I was ashamed. I used to have my little camera and I'd be hiding and putting it down, whenever I was in public because I was afraid of people seeing that. And I'm just like, I'll be able to do what I love without worried about what somebody else is thinking. So now I'm like that now. But it took me so long to be comfortable in my skin to say, this is what I want to do. It doesn't have to look like what you want to do and be okay with that. So don't be afraid of what people think, the fear of what people are going to say because you're not doing what everybody else is doing or following the crowd. Man, I wish I could have told my younger self that. But, like I said, peer pressure is something, right, when we're young. All right, number 14, life will constantly change. And you got to embrace it. Definitely. Let's see what we got. We got some comments here. I would say never give up on your dreams, even if you're in a relationship. Oh, that's a good one, Samira. I'm telling you, a lot of times I think we're taught that as women, we put our stuff on hold because we think about the fact that we're raising a family or we're a spouse or, we put all our dreams on the back burner. And then I see a lot of women after their nest is empty, they say, now I'm going back to school. Now I'm doing this. And now I'm doing that. And we got to learn how to balance that and not give up on the things that we want to do because of things. Sometimes your life will take a detour, and that's okay. Everybody experiences that at some form or fashion, but you should never give up on those things, even as Samira said, if you're in a relationship. And Betty said, now Lydia, you get to get a second go of it when you retire. Oh, absolutely. And it's a beautiful thing. And I can't wait. All right. And Trish said, it took me a long time to start my YouTube channel, wondering how it would be received. I know, right? You know what? And even with me now on YouTube, I should be further along. I'll put my little air quotes up here based on how long I've been on here. But I've been on and off, but I also it has a lot to do with the content also. And I'm a type of person that I can't put out anything. I got to do stuff that I'm passionate about, stuff that makes me feel good. And a lot of times, a lot of people get on YouTube and they just do stuff, and those clowning channels, they grow. But I have to do something that I'm passionate about. And if it's not something that I feel that is going to give to me, give to others, I'm not going to do it. So sometimes based on what you're doing, it may not be received or you don't get the following, and it's okay. But the reason why I keep doing YouTube is because I love it. It has nothing to do with how many people that are following me. Now, do I want to grow and reach people? Of course. But I do it because I love it. Because if I was doing based on how many views I get, child, I would have quit a long time ago. I definitely would have quit a long time ago. All right. Tasha said, I'm currently taking swim lessons for the first time at age 47. That's huge for me. I'm worried what people would say. I know, and that's great because you're worried about people saying you're too old. And that's something, and I'm not a great swimmer myself, so I need to be in one of those. And that's absolutely great. Do those things that you want to do. And Betty said, yes, I am 68 and I'm evolving right now. Life is at a major shift. I mean, a major shift. And, and that's the thing that's why I don't want people to fear getting older. Ladies, if you're younger in here, y'all don't feel getting older, because I'm going to tell you, it's some kind of, I don't know what to call it, that happens to you when you gain all of that confidence and that I don't care, I'm going to do what I want to do. And you can live your life the way that you want to. Hopefully a lot of us could learn this younger, and it doesn't take you to get 50, 55, 60, 65 years old before you start just stepping out and doing what you want to do. But yeah, once you get there, it's beautiful. Trish said, I put my family first for sure. Most of us do. Absolutely. And Betty said, listen to those voices and they will guide you and help to lead the way. Trust the process. Absolutely. Samira said, I'm a single mom. I want my kids to know that they can do anything they set their minds to. And as long as you live that in front of your kids, they would definitely pick up on it. They would definitely pick that up. And Betty said, no, Lydia, you are where you're supposed to be at this time. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No matter what has happened in our lives. And I know we're talking about things we would tell our younger selves. That's why I say there's no regret here or saying, oh man. But I'm just saying, if you're thinking about wisdom that you have now and sharing that with your younger self, these are things that we just learned. But yeah, I think every life has a divine path and it goes the way that it's supposed to go. Good, bad, and ugly. Okay. And you end up where you're supposed to be. I absolutely believe that. Yes, please thumbs up, please. And I appreciate everybody. And let's see. Betty said, she's talking to Tasha, you are a baby compared to 68 years. Yeah, I love it when we have some of our youngest and we get wisdom from them as well. They can share things with us also that can help us in our walks right now as well. And Tasha said, I've always loved the wisdom and conversation of mature women. Yes. And we love it also getting it. I love talking to my oldest daughter. She's 35 and she gives me some great information about life now and how people look at things. So we actually can give to each other. Trish said, my YouTube channel is growing slowly, but I believe I will have YouTube success when it's my time. Absolutely. If that is what you are after, you keep at it. But sometimes I think when we see that slow growth, or we feel like tonight, last week, that was up in here. I had about 17 at one particular time in the house, and it could be the topic tonight. But if you allow the slumps to discourage you, you won't ever reach it. So my thing is, I think I heard Betty say on one of her lives this week, if you got one person in that live, you better give to that one person as if you had 50 people in that live. And so that's what I do. It doesn't matter to me if it's one, or 100. I'm going to give just like it was, if it was that large group. And you just keep at it. It's consistency. Definitely is that. And Betty said, yes, I am reading one of my old books written by Deepak. I can't say his name, Chopra, but I've read some books about him, from him before. about detachment. Small book, but wealth of knowledge. Yes, I like some of his. He has a lot of motivational quotes. And Samira said, hello to everyone in the chat. All right, so let's keep going down the list. So we were on up to number 14, talking about how life constantly changes and you have to embrace it. It will. And you got to be able to move and be in with it. You know, even at an old age, I know we get it set in our ways, guys. We absolutely get set in our ways as we get older, but we got to be able to embrace change because it's definitely coming. And even just everyday life, you know, I don't know, a lot of you know that at some point in life, we're going to actually be a cashless society. It's happening now in banking. And that's hard for people that are older to come to terms with that because so set in our ways, they're used to certain things and doing things a certain way. And it's hard for people to give up old habits, right? But one thing about life is it's going to always change. That's a constant. And we got to be able to embrace that. And let's see here. Everything in life is temporary. Nothing ever remains the same. You got that right, Betty. You got that right. And Samira saying hello to everyone. And she also said, this is a great conversation. We should have more of these in our community. Yes, absolutely. And I think this community, especially with the BJ fam, if you guys, I guess you are a follower of Betty J. She has some great conversations and it's awesome. I love getting to, you know, together and listen. Sometimes when she's on there, because I can't be on there like I used to be, but when I'm at work, I just listen. Sometimes I can't be able to get, you know, in the conversation because of what I'm doing, but I definitely enjoy it. And I think more women should have these conversations. I'm gonna keep doing what I do. I don't, like I said, I don't care if it's not what the masses are doing, you know, and oftentimes you'll see that, you know, it's not popular, but I think the people that need it will get it. Okay. So Betty said, young women in here be willing to change. Don't get too comfortable. We are constantly evolving. We absolutely are. All right. Number 15, travel more. It is liberating. Now, I always wanted to be a traveler. Didn't have the confidence to do it when I was younger because I ain't had nobody to go with me. Now, I'm like this. If you don't want to go, if you can't go, it's not going to stop me from going. I'm going to continue to live my life, enjoy the things that I do with my life. Traveling, you can gain so much knowledge just by visiting different places, learning different cultures, different races, and we should always be open to learn. It is okay to do that. And Samira is saying, amen, Miss Betty. All right, number 16. If you have one good friend, you're blessed. Now, I remember when I was younger, guys, I used to feel like I had to have a large group of friends. Got 11 in the house. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you thumbs up coming in. Do me a favor and help me out. I used to think that people who had lots of friends, you know, even on social media, you see these large followings, you think, man, they well liked. They got a lot of friends. And I'm be honest with you. That doesn't mean they're your friend just because people are following you. They may like what you're doing. They might want to be nosy. It's different reasons. It's not because they're friends, because how you know you got a friend? Be in a crunch. Have something going on where you need some help. Then you'll see who shows up for you. But what I've learned, kind of got sidetracked on that, but what I've learned from that is if you have one friend, I mean a real friend, you are so blessed. You are so blessed. Stop measuring based on quantity. It's the quality of people that you have in your life. And let's see what Trish said. She's got, that was me too, Lydia. I didn't have the confidence to travel or relocate to a new city. Look, I'm in my hometown right now, but my whole family know retirement, your girl is out. I love my family. I'll come back and visit them, but I have dreams of where I want to live. I love the water. I have to live near water. If God grants me time and space, your girl going to be living close to the beach because I want to be able to go to the beach every week. And unfortunately, where I live, I can't do that. It's about 6 hours away, the closest one, 6.5 hours away. And I'm not going to be doing that all the time. So yeah, I don't have a problem with traveling now. I love being able to travel, even if I have to go by myself. And Betty said, I have 3 friends that I have had over 40 years. It takes me a while to say friend. I am constantly observing and listening. Some people want good for you, but they do not want you to do better than them. Oh my gosh. Girl. Now I kind of touched on this last week because I've had some people that I had some good times with, some ladies that I've had some good times with, but they were just like that. They were good with you, but you could not outdo them. And it's unfortunate because it hurts when you realize that that person that you've been calling a friend all this time, that you hang around with, do things with, and that person, not really a friend. Because a friend is going to be happy for you. A friend is going to support you. A friend is going to want you to do good, even if they're not doing good. I wish I would look at my best friend and be like, I don't want you to be able to do these things. I want her to be successful. Whatever she wants in life, I want her to be able to acquire that. And I would not be a friend if I want to hold her back based on the fact that I'm not here. All of my girlfriends are married. All of them. I'm the only single one. Now, should I be hating because they married? No, I'm happy for them. If they have found love, I am so happy for them. Let me take a sip of my water. Betty said, watch those. They are pretending to love you. They don't. Absolutely. She said, my friends around me saw this person who they truly were, but now they say, do you believe me now? Well, it took me a long time to see it. It eventually reared its ugly head. And the person, when I moved away from the last place I lived, she deleted me. She just deleted me because I was no longer there for her to be able to manipulate or use or whatever. I couldn't give her the things that she needed. And one day I looked for her and I was blocked. And I was just like, it was just blindsided. And so, things like that happen. But only thing it told me was that I was just a friend of convenience to her. It wasn't that she really looked at me as a friend. All right. So if you have one friend, remember, you are truly blessed. 11 in the house. Thank you for tuning in tonight. All right. Where we at? Number 17. Pray and trust God. Now, I know this is one of those touchy subjects because we live in a time now where people are getting away from God. But I believe in God and I love God and I pray to God every day. And I believe if you have a good spiritual life, good prayer life, it can bless your life. And I'm just going to say that. Number 18, be mindful of your health, mind, body, and spirit. I'm going to tell y'all, I done had some journeys, some struggles with the health. And a lot of it was due to, worry and stress and not eating good, not sleeping enough. Your health is so important. And so to these ladies in here that are younger, in your 40s, if you're not taking care of yourselves, please start now. Please start now cleaning up that diet, getting that rest, getting that movement in. Because I'm going to tell you, you pop up one day and be 55 and 60, you're going to be like, oh, I should have done something different. So make sure you're doing that now. And Betty was talking about her friend. She said it still hurts to the core. Yes, it does hurt, but you have to keep going. Thank you, Betty. Make sure you thumbs up. And she said, time is going by. We're 48 minutes in. Yes, we are. It always goes fast. I don't know why. It seems like it always goes fast. So yeah, I have 2 more left on my list. How many do you have? And Betty said, yes, God is here. And that is the small voices that you hear. He whispers. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Samira said, I am a giver, but now I am more cautious because friends have used that against me in the past. Absolutely. I'm a giver too. I've always been that way. And my thing is, as a giver, you don't give to receive. You just love doing it because you love making people happy. You love blessing people. But people will take advantage of that. They definitely will take advantage of that. So be very careful. All right. Number 19. And this is something that I have learned late in life. Let me put Trish up here first before I go there. Trish said, I am a giver, too. And sometimes I feel I've given too much. Yeah. When you look back, sometimes you hurt when you realize, and then sometimes people try to make it seem like you ain't done nothing for them. But when you think back and you're like, man, and you realize how you've shown up for someone, and it hurts when you realize that those people are not there for you in the same way. So yeah, I totally understand that. But number 19, show yourself love. It is not selfish. It is not selfish. And that was something that I didn't know how to do. 12 in the house. Thank you all for tuning in today. I did not know how to show myself love. And unfortunately, I'll be honest with you, I think I started learning that and feeling okay with doing that probably in my 50s. In my 50s. And that's really late to learn something like that. In my 50s. And now, sometimes when you are showing yourself love, people get angry because you're not doing for them. And so they want to start calling you names and telling you you're selfish and, and things like that. They're trying to make you feel guilty. But I don't care. I feel like I have lived a lot of life, and I've been there for people and shown up for people and tried to help people where I can. And it's time for me to do for me. Those things that I do for other people, I should be able to do for myself and taking care of myself. And it's okay. It is okay. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. So make sure you show yourself love. I'm not telling you to be a selfish person, because showing yourself love does not mean you're selfish. You're just taking care of you. Absolutely. Absolutely. And welcome in. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for 12 in the house. I thought my best friend was going to join me tonight, but she's been keeping her granddaughter this summer. She's going to college. So they're probably doing some girl stuff tonight, but she'll catch it on the replay. All right. So I'm at number 20. And this is the last one on the list, but certainly not the last thing. Release anger and grudges. It helps no one by holding on to it. Oh my God. I'm going to tell y'all. Who in here holding a grudge against somebody that's hurt them from 20 years ago, 10 years ago? You hold on to a grudge. Now I'm going to tell you something. If that person's still living, they probably don't even remember. It was a girl told me that one time, because I got hurt by some ladies once. And I carried that for years because I thought these women loved me. These were like sisters in the church. And I'm going to briefly tell y'all what they did. When I got ready to get a divorce, I had filed for divorce. And they used to print it in the newspaper for whatever reason, saying this couple has filed for divorce. This lady took the article to church and passed it around. Yes, women in the church. And during service, people are reading that me and my husband getting a divorce. And I thought those women loved me. And I was hurt. And I carried that for years. And this lady told me, she said, you always bring that up whenever you talk. She said, do you think they even remember that? Because it was like 15 years later and I'm still holding on to it. And when I got to thinking about that, I was just like, I bet they don't even remember my name. Because I was young then. And I was just like, they don't even remember my name. And why am I carrying this for years? And it will come up and I would get angry about it. Guys, if you're holding on to some foolishness or some stuff that's been happening to you 5, 10, even a year ago, let that stuff go. Let it go. If you don't want that person back in your life, you don't have to have them back in your life. But only thing that does is damage you when you're holding on to stuff and nobody's sorry. Nobody cares if you're mad or upset. And yeah, it is sad. But that was very painful to be at church and then somebody tapped me on the shoulder and say, girl, they passing around an article about you and your husband at service. And Betty said, detach. Yes. Let it go. Yes, absolutely. I'm going to tell you, you'll be so much better for it. Release it. Just make up in your mind. You ain't got to be, pondering over. Just make up in your mind and say, hey, I'm done with this. Let it go. I'm going to live my life. I don't care what nobody thinks, and just move on. Just move on. And Trish said, holding on to grudges is wasted energy. It definitely is. And it's energy that you cannot get back. You cannot get it back. So stop wasting your time on foolishness, the shoulda, woulda, couldas, and all of that. Let that mess go and just move on. And my thing is, I feel like if it's something that you are so hurt from, you can forgive, but you don't absolutely have to have that person back in your life. And I've learned that lesson a lot in the last couple of years. It's people that I had to release that I love. Absolutely love them now. And but they can't come back in my life on that same way. Now, when I'm around them, if I see them, I'm civil to them. I'm cordial. I'm going to be the way I should be. Hello, how you doing? But we can't walk that same path. And sometimes in life, it is important that you do. Sometimes guys move people out your life and you still trying to hold on to them. You got to let them go, because all you're going to do is continue to repeat that cycle of getting hurt. So you got to know when to let it go and release it and move on. I don't have no hatred in my heart over nothing that has happened to me in my past. I know you can look at things sometimes and say, I wish it had not happened, but I don't have regret. Now it takes a lot of growth to get here to say that, because it was years that I used to say, I regret this, I regret that. But I don't say it that anymore. Even the divorce, the marriage I had, which was a whole foolish mess, I don't regret it. I got 3 beautiful children, and I don't regret any of that. It is what it is. I learned a lot from that. I've moved on from that, and I'm okay with my life now. So don't regret that stuff. Yes, thank you all for tuning in. I have 11 still in the house. So I have reached the end of my list. Anybody else want to share anything that they would tell their younger self? Anything? I definitely say, talking about eating better. I'm up here trying to find me a good diet, because I'm learning that the older I get, I can't eat everything. Last night, I stopped at this place everybody's been bragging about. It was a soul food restaurant, and I got me some fried chicken. Everybody's bragging on this fried chicken, and some corn. And I have not eaten since last night, because whatever they fried that chicken with, now it was good, but I was just like, I just can't eat everything anymore. So, I got to figure out my diet here. I'm trying to eat better. So I don't know, maybe I got to give up fried chicken, or at least be cognizant of what I cook, fried the chicken in. And Samira said, I take that as a life lesson. They don't deserve to be your friend. Absolutely. They absolutely don't. And it's okay. It is okay. I don't even have tears anymore. It was times when I used to cry over things. And, because like I said, I love heart. I love all my friends. And it was 5 of us, 5 girlfriends. And now we're down to just 2 of my girlfriends from the 5 of us that used to hang together that are still close. And I'm not saying that we got ugliness between us. We don't. But I'm just that person that when I latch on to people and I make friends, or people I think that are friends, I just hold on for dear life, because it's just what I am. That's just part of my nature as a person. I love people. I love women. That's why I do what I do, because I love having sisterhood. I love that. I love being able to have a group of women that can encourage each other, that share together, that laugh together. And it's beautiful. And we need that in our community. We need more women. It used to be time when the older sisters would teach the younger sisters. Man, that's been so long ago. Now it's just like every man for himself. You say something to somebody's child, you try to correct somebody, you might have to have a whole fight on your hand. But I love being able to encourage people. And I'm still at that stage of my life where I can learn. So I'm not at that point in my life where I feel like I can't learn from somebody else. So yeah, so we're at the 59 minutes. Oh my gosh. So this hour is up, guys. So thank you all for coming in. So the next Feel Good Friday, I don't know the date yet, but it will be in July. And I'll let you guys know if you check out the community page. Samira said, she said, what? I would say be yourself and don't try to fit into the crowd. I'm just now starting my business because I was afraid to fail. Yes, you go for it, girl. You got it. You do it, and don't worry about what other people think. This is your life. You have the right to live your life in the way that you see fit and enjoy it, every moment of it. even the journey that when it's hard, you continue to just move forward and do what you got to do to live your life the best that you can be. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Betty, for coming in and moderating for me. Thank you, Trish. Thank you, Samira. Thank you, Beverly. Thank you, Tasha, for coming in. And Jaden, he was here earlier. I thank you all for being here tonight. We'll see each other again in July. And I'm gonna make it a little bit lighter. We're gonna upbeat it. We're gonna bring it up a little bit this week. Jamia, she was here tonight. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Trish. And I'm gonna get my outro music going. And I will see you guys next month or in some of you guys' chats and lives, okay? Take care. Keisha was here as well. Beverly.